The landing, to me, was the most critical point and where things could go wrong at any time. In fact, one of the most difficult things about trying to prepare for the moon landing was how do you simulate a lunar landing here on Earth when the gravity conditions on the moon are so much different.
Simulation of lunar gravity has some aspects that make this type of flight sufficiently different from anything else we've ever done.
One of our best simulators for actually making the lunar landing was called the LLTV, Lunar Landing Training Vehicle. It was a very fragile vehicle because it had a jet engine just holding it up. And if you got wind above like 10 knots, it would tip the thing over and crash.
I think it does an excellent job of actually capturing the handling characteristics of the lunar module in landing maneuver.
It was a very dangerous machine, but Neil and others said, well, this is the best simulation we have. And even though it's a little risky to fly, it's really necessary. And so Neil was taking it up 14 months before the Apollo 11 launch. And there was a malfunction.
I was flying it in the morning. When he flew it, it was much windier. And neither one of us knew there'd been a sensor failure in one of the fuel tanks. So unbeknownst to Neil, he ran out of control fuel.
He ejects from the thing only at the very last second. So it's a very, very close call.
Later on, I'm going out to get a drink, and someone says, hey, Neil Armstrong was flying the LLTV this morning, and it lost control, and he ejected, and he just barely made it. I said, no way. He's my office mate down there, and he's in his office. He just walked by, and he's sitting around in there. And he said, yeah, it's true. I said, wait a minute. So I go down there. Here's Neil sitting in his office. He's shuffling some papers or something, you know, looking at something. I said, I heard the craziest thing out there. He said, what? I heard you ejected, the LLTV went out of control, you ejected, barely made it. He said, yeah. And that was it. I mean, he didn't say why, how close it was.
There's always the possibility of accidents for the astronauts.